there's no RWBY episode this week! And here we are once again with another RWBY feedback video coming from you guys. The comments come to me, and then I give the comments back to you with my own little spin on what I think about them. And once again, keep sending in comments. We're building a giant conspiracy web with RWBY's plot and everything. But let's get started. And I just want to say, please excuse me, I'm going to be reading out of my little notebook, so if I'm not making eye contact, I'm sorry. But, hey, gotta read, right? Alrighty, really quick. These comments are in no particular order. I'm just taking them in the order that I think is appropriate to the scale of things and how things are basically rolling. Alright, these first comments come from a Michael HALPERN. And once again, it's going to be put down here who left these comments. First comment was, "It's forever fall, you know." And yes, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I swear I have dyslexia. And also, you commented that Beacon Academy is just north of Vale, as well as the Forever Fall Forest. And is this forest the same place that the Black trailer took place in? Maybe, maybe not. There could be other places in the world that has those kinds of forests. And if you really think about it, the Black trailer, it wasn't really near anything. And obviously the Forever Fall is near Beacon Academy. I mean, at least if they took an airship there, then maybe it would have been, then maybe it could be connected to the Black trailer. But until we have more information, let's just say yes. That's where the Black trailer was taking place, only not in the immediate area because there's no train tracks. Alright, this next comment came from a OneManBand, and he basically was saying that Jean wanted to contribute his own strength to his team when he was feeling down and he didn't want Pierre's help. And I can see, yeah, I was a bit narrow in my thinking, and he didn't want to be a victim. Yes, he wanted to contribute his own strength, and he wanted to lead by example, which is probably the best way leaders can lead, is by example. Alright, this comment came from a Mr. Barry PIDCOCK. And you've been putting a lot of comments on there. I really like that, bro. And you said you were talking about the newsreel back from episode 1, how they talked about FAMAS protests, and I reviewed it, and yes, they did say those actual words, FAMAS protests. Now, there was people not with bunny ears, but we did see like some bear ears and maybe some goat horns, stuff like that. So maybe the term FAMAS just refers to somebody who's half human, half animal. I mean, that would make sense contributing to what we saw in episode 1 during the newsreel and what we see later on at Beacon Academy. I'm sorry, lots of things going on in my head right now. So basically, FAMAS isn't just like bunny-eared people. They could be multiple things. Animal, human hybrid things, yes. And speaking of FAMAS, 20x20 Productions left a comment that Jean's family may have somehow been connected to the FAMAS uprising. The lesson they were being taught about in Professor Oobleck's class. And maybe so. I mean, even though he was falling a little bit asleep and wasn't paying attention, there could really be some form of family connection there. I mean, the FAMAS uprising did take place years back, but as Jean stated, his father, his grandfather, his great-grandfather had all been warriors. So there could be a connection there that can play out later on. 20x20 Productions also left in the comments that with Jean's powers now starting to come out, he's looking more along the line as a paladin class. That's going to like World of Warcraft status. But he's A paladin is someone who concentrates on healing and defense. And yeah, I can see that due to the fact that his aura was able to block Jean's defense, and he was able to heal the scratch that was on his face. And Barry PIDCOCK also stated that Jean may be a healer due to everything that was going on in the last few episodes during the Jean arc story. There, I did it again. It's a pun or something. Alright, it's time to get into a little bit more of the conspiracy weaving comments and predictions that I'm going to make. Alrighty, so, the god of sky Titus left comments referring to the very first episode, and during the whole introduction spiel, it talks about a hearer of a smaller, kinder soul. Now, he believes that RWBY may be one of the last heroes, due to the fact that in the very beginning of the intro monologue, it talks about how society was built on the shoulders, basically, of heroes and legends. Now, this could be very true, and the whole premise of the show, that RWBY is one of the last heroes that can contribute something big to the world and change it for the better. Also, the god of sky Titus left a comment suggesting that maybe something tragic happened in RWBY's past, about somehow contributing from the introduction of every episode and the red trailer and the first episode. Now, it's a bit of a stretch, but maybe something did tragic happen in RWBY's past. Maybe it contributed to her silver eyes, and she somehow repressed it. Yet, I don't really fully agree with this, that's what I'm looking for, theory. Because RWBY just seems too much of a happy-go-lucky person to have something tragic happen to her in the past, and even if she was able to repress it, she would still have some form of scars due to it. Yet, once again, we're not leaving no stone unturned, and it's always up in the air. Alright, one of the last big comments that I want to talk about was, once again, from Barry PIDCOCK. This comment is solely derived from my theory that Pyrrha had some sort of dark power when she showed her power of polarity. Now, Barry PIDCOCK suggested that Pyrrha may have been the mysterious woman who helped Roman Torchwick escape from the very first episode. Now, at first glance, that could very well be true, but upon reviewing the first episode and reviewing other episodes, I find this comment to be probably inconclusive, due to the fact that Pyrrha has power over polarity, while the woman in the first episode, she had the power over fire. She used fire powered dust to attack and defend herself. Alright, now for a prediction from me. And this comes from me reviewing previous episodes, mostly the first episode. Alright, the beginning intro, we all remember it because it was all awesome, and you all rewatch the first episode just to hear that introductory. Now, as you listen to it more, it gets more sinister and sinister, like the person who is speaking doesn't have the best intentions for man at hand. Yet at the very end, a male's voice comes in. If you listen closely, you realize that the man's voice is actually Professor Ozpin. Professor Ozpin is talking to someone. Now, I believe that the person he is talking to may be like his sister or a lover maybe, but she turned bad. That would contribute to Professor Ozpin's state that he's made many mistakes in the past, and that this woman is the woman who helped Roman Torchwick escape, and because of Professor Ozpin being connected to the Great Wizard of Oz, and then there's Glenda Goodwitch, maybe this woman is somewhat the Wicked Witch of the West. Has your mind been blown yet? Alright, that's gonna do it for me this week. Leave comments, like, favorite, subscribe. If you have crazy, out-of-this-world conspiracy theories about RWBY, personal message me, comment, I don't care, just as long as it gets to me. Because I'll read them, I'll think about them. I'm highly considering making a giant conspiracy web that's probably going to take up all of my room. But I will see you guys next week, or next time, whenever you watch something about RWBY or something made by me. I'll see ya. Bye!